Hey, Scorpio, intuitive soul coach here with your October 2024 love reading. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, welcome Scorpio. Diving in deep right away, you have addiction and twin flames coming out together. Now, for some of you, there could be a situation between you and a potential twin flame that is blocking the two of you from being with each other or connecting. It may be an addiction. It could be a third party. Someone may be obsessing about a situation that hasn't been healed is what I'm getting here. Maybe possession or control could be a dynamic. I also feel for some of you, you may feel like you've been caught up in a karmic cycle, or someone feels like they've been caught up in a karmic cycle that they're trying to break out of in order to come together, in order to bring balance, in order to bring union. This can be about, opposites attracting. It can be complementing each other, union, duality. But because the addiction card is right next to it, I just feel like there's an emotional block when it comes to attracting this union. So we're going to take a look and see what's going on here. You also have the sword and the rose. The sword and the rose is all about clarity and truth. It reminds me of the ace of swords, which is the ace of truth. Some sort of revelation could be showing up for you in the month of October as we enter Scorpio season. I feel like your intuition is heightened, and I do see that you're determined. You're determined to move forward in the best possible way. And oh, wow. Yeah, you have the high priestess. As we say, your intuition is heightened. You're protecting something here. I am getting honor and protection with the sword and the rose. You've been cut with the thorns. You may have felt like the situation that you've gone through or are going through, you may feel like it cuts, but I am getting a beautiful transformation taking place in order to get to that, the part of the rose. Yeah, there's something happening here that's profound, and there's the ace of truth as your outcome. Yes, there's something quite profound and significant. So bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Wands. Now, Queen of Wands did show up a bit in reverse. We all have a reverse side to us. It doesn't matter who you are. We all can get caught up in emotions that cause a person to react in ways that are unfavorable or unhealthy. Okay. And I do feel like the Queen of Wands, this is about insecurities. When the Queen of Wands doesn't show up as her best self or in her highest light, this could be someone that you're dealing with, a parent, a sibling, a child. It could be a part of your archetype or psyche. This can also be, a lover. And the Queen of Wands in reverse does have a lot of insecurities. She can be very controlling, very bossy, very competitive. She may even sometimes have a better than personality, right? Better than another person. You may have struggled with this individual or this pattern growing up, possibly from an older sibling or, from a parent in some way, shape, or form. I just feel like there was a lot of control with the Queen of Wands here, represented as Belina the hen. And this control was due to trying to protect. Maybe that's why I'm getting honor and protection here showing up. It's like wanting to protect something, but at a cost. And the cost is control, and it pushes away the very thing that you want, and it's causing some sort of blockage or delay. We also have the Two of Wands and the Strength showing up at the bottom of the deck. So I feel like there's a new path. It's going to require courage, strength, and bravery, which you have here. So let's take a look. You have twin flames and addictions that came out. Now, The addictions can be codependencies. It can be anything that the devil hangs on to, right? It's temptations, bondage, obsessions. It can even be manipulation, fears that cause one to obsess, cause one to be restricted or, held hostage in some way. It feels that way, but we have the ability, we have the strength, and I certainly see here that you do as well, right? Scorpio, you have the strength to break out of this chain of events or this cycle or something that feels very heavy in order to release an emotional block. And how interesting, we have the Queen of Cups at the bottom and then the Lovers. So I definitely see the story playing out here for you, where you're coming to a point now where there's some sort of revelation when it comes to matters of the heart that you are breaking out of, in order to bring something into union. Maybe this is a twin flame connection. This could be, romantic. This could be a soulmate. I mean, it doesn't have to just be twin flame, but I feel like the bond within this union is quite intense. I mean, we do have the Lovers showing up at the bottom of the deck. So you're either preparing for union, or you're going to be able to bring something together in some way, shape, or form. Or perhaps there is a separation of this energy because of, an addiction or something causing the block. But I feel like the actions you are taking now ultimately bring balance into the mix. And a big majority of Libran season, or, October, is Libran energy, which is justice, balance, and karma. And then we enter your season, Scorpio. And so I feel like this is a big month where the Sword and Rose shows up, because this is the big energy, right? Clarity, truth, revelation. It's determination. And I see you showing up strong with this determined energy, because you're starting off with the Chariot here. And this was actually Libran's first card out as well. So let's dive into the bottom of the deck. This one here, we have sunglasses, some sort of seduction. Ooh, yeah. So this is like 50 shades of Scorpio's journey. Something here is maybe very illusionary. Someone could be stalking. Maybe this is perception is changing. It almost feels like the rose-colored lens are being taken off of a situation, and you're realizing that, yes, as tempting as something was, or as it seems, it is based in fear or ego or self-sabotage. But you know that you deserve more. And some of you may have been quite frustrated with this energy, but I see that, you may be kind of observing the energy at this time. But I see with the seduction card, this is like something very tempting with that addiction. It's tempting to fall back into an old pattern, or it's tempting to connect with energies that feel I just get frustrating. And it's almost like there's a little bit of a push and pull happening here. And I do see, Scorpio, by the end of the month, or maybe during Libran energy, Libran season, so maybe even beginning of October, you finally wake up to some sort of truth. You're able to move forward, but I see that there's going to be full-on clarity and full-on movement towards the end of the month. So we're starting off here as the Chariot. The Chariot is showing up as, fast forward, victorious. This is also being able to control one's emotions. Cancerian energy here, which is having that emotional drive to forge the path, but keeping it under reins, keeping it under control in some way, shape, or form. Because sometimes when we let our emotions get the best of us, that drives the Chariot all over the place, and the Chariot can crash. And I feel here for you, Scorpio, you're in control of your emotions, or you're getting to that place where, you're not letting fear drive you. And you have some sort of intention. You have this determination and this dedication to move forward. And I feel like you're going to do what you need to do here. And there will be victory. I see that. There will be victory. Now, some of you, it may have another individual around you feeling like you're selfish. This person may say, you're selfish, Scorpio, for choosing to move in this direction. But I feel like it's not selfish. What's selfish is staying in this destructive, tempting energy and needing to move forward here. Now, Queen of Pentacles is crossing the path. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So we are getting some divine feminine energy that feels challenging. So some of you, this could be a parent, it could be a mother, it could be, you know, someone who, I mean, this could again be a part of your psyche, but it's someone who's smothering, or kind of like we said with the Queen of Wands showing up. It can be someone who's trying to protect, but it's protecting things from a controlling point of view. And it, again, pushes away the very thing. And you see the Queen of Pentacles as the opportunity. The opportunity here is to create a sense of stability and security within oneself. And even if that means, you know, moving in a direction that may upset others, or may cause others to project their insecurities onto you, I feel like you are too determined to let that energy catch up with you. It's almost like you're the flying monkey here, right? And you're moving forward with a clear, direct path. You know where your emotions are, and it's almost like this energy wants to try to catch up with you and bring you back down in some way, shape, or form, but you're not having it here. You're not having it. So maybe this is an old belief that you have, an old belief that has to do with your stability. You know, this can be nurturing yourself in such a profound way. You see that the Queen of Pentacles, represented as the Duchess, is holding on to this little piglet. She loves that piglet. You know, she creates a life of luxury and abundance, but she also takes care of things that she needs to take care of. And I just get, for some of you, there is some sort of struggle or dynamic when it comes to nurturing a situation that it feels unhealthy, and you're moving away from it here. Now, what's below you is the Page of Swords. This could be a child-parent dynamic, okay? Or for some of you, this is a relationship where in a past life, it's been that dynamic, parent-child, and maybe it feels like that in this lifetime, like you're taking care of someone, and you're like, just get it together already. It's time to grow up. It's time to face the music. It's time to change, get out of this addictive cycle, right? It almost feels like you've been bonded and chained to this energy. And the Page of Swords in reverse can be challenging news. Someone could be spying, gossiping. You may have found out something in the deep past that just didn't sit right with you. Or you may have been spying or obsessing over a situation. Maybe someone else was here. But I just feel like the information that came out, it may have hurt more than one person. Because the Page of Swords, you know, he can do some damage with that sword because he doesn't quite know how to wield it, right? He doesn't know how to use it to the best of his knowledge because he's not a king, right? He's not a king or a queen. He's a page. And I just feel like this individual has cut through, you know, cut people with their words or with their actions, or, you know, with intentions that were never followed through. It could even be in childhood. I mean, this could be your childhood where you didn't have enough information, you didn't have enough knowledge to be able to create change. You know, typically as a child, you don't. You are learning and growing from your parents, from society, from teachers, but you don't always have the resources and the tools that you have as you age or grow older, or the knowledge, right, to be able to change your defense mechanisms or be able to heal some of the conditioning until you get to a different place in your life. And I feel like this Queen of Pentacles, you know, she does have this knowledge. And as I always say, when you know better, you do better. And I feel like someone wasn't willing to to put in the work, but the time has come here for a decision to be made. And Scorpio, I am getting timing. Time is a factor. You have the Temperance card in the recent past, and this is patience, right? It's balance. It is learning how to temper emotions. So we're seeing a little bit of a theme here, Scorpio, and you are a water element, right? You are someone who thinks and feels so intensely, so deeply. But I also feel when, when things happen, you use that sword to just cut things out. And it's important, and I just said this, I think it may have been either Librans reading or Virgos, but it's important to follow the two-step, the A and the B when it comes to healing. Yes, we can cut things out, step A, but we also have to be able to process what we've learned and really evaluate, grow, change, shift, look at our beliefs, and take that opportunity and turn it into wisdom and taking action by doing things in a different way from the lessons that we've learned. And that's what I'm picking up on here for you, is you have completed both A and B of, a major lesson that you've learned in the past. And it's been maybe a long time coming for some of you. This is tender love and care. It's self-control, finding balance, and nurturing and tending to the things that are going to bear fruit. You can see that Temperance is represented by Aunt M's garden, and it takes time to grow a garden. It takes effort, it takes energy, but it also takes trust. Trust that the land, that the rains, that the sun is also going to do its part. And there is this, subconscious trust that, if you do the work, if you take one step toward the gods, they're going to take 10 steps towards you and help you co-create something quite beautiful that bears fruit, that bears, a cornucopia of opportunities here. And I just feel like you've put in a lot of time and a lot of effort. Now, what's coming in above you is the Hierophant. When the Hierophant shows up, this is shedding limiting beliefs. It's taking a look at, your higher power and what aligns with you. What are your beliefs? What have you learned? What traditions are you wanting to keep going in that tradition? What needs to be reevaluated? Where do your commitments lie? And are they true for you, or are they true based on, society or family or what you were taught, but they're not helping you? So the Hierophant is basically, higher power. Where is our church? Where, what and where did we learn? And is it helping us or hindering us? Because this is about you committing to what helps you and working on readjusting what hinders you. This can be the card of marriage. It can be the card of, or the energy, I should say, of really committing yourself to a path that aligns with your soul's journey. Yeah. And in the near future, we have the High Priestess showing up. This is more water. It's Cancer. So some of you have strong Cancer placements, Scorpio, or you're connecting with a Cancer. But the High Priestess, she has strong inner knowing, and she sits with that inner knowing and she observes. She doesn't take action. She doesn't, move right away on something. She lets the energy speak for itself, basically. And with this High Priestess, I do feel like some of you may have detached, or you may be withholding information because you're waiting. I just heard like waiting to pounce. Okay. Some of you are going to spring it on someone, or, you're waiting for the right time, the right opportunity to maybe even tell someone that you don't want to be with them. Okay. That you don't want to be part of this commitment here due to addictions, due to something that feels maybe heavy. For those of you that are single, I feel like you could be moving forward and you're observing others' behaviors at this time, and you're trying to see if other people have a motive, right? You're trying to read the energies, stay intuitive. But I also feel like it's important to find that balance between what is intuition and what is a trigger or a belief or a conditioning, okay? Because those are, it's a fine line. So many times we question, is that our intuition or is that something we've been conditioned to believe? And you're going to know here coming up because, what you've been conditioned to believe, it's going to have a whole lot of attachments to it, where that intuition is that small, helpful, guiding, voice within that allows you to move forward without judgment, without restriction. And I feel like you're staying open. You see that the high priestess is the white queen. White represents purity and innocence. So I do feel like there is maybe a new beginning here showing up that feels very innocent, feels very playful. So allow yourself to move forward with a sense of a clean slate is what I'm getting, like a clean slate, whatever that may look like for you. But you're in control, being in control of your, emotions, how you respond, how you react, and finding balance within, yourself is going to allow you to be able to hear your intuition more. Now, you could be connecting with a psychic, a mentor, a healer, a soul coach, someone who's able to give you a little bit of insight is what I feel. For some of you, this could be getting very helpful information from a trusted source. You may resonate. It could be something you hear on, maybe it's this reading. It could be something you hear. It could be during, a moment of meditation, or perhaps you're pulling cards for yourself. There seems to be a moment that just clicks. And that may be why we also have this revelation and some sort of clarity and truth, because it hits you on a deep soul level, and this to resonate or be one's truth. Even if it's difficult, I feel like you have the strength and the courage to deal with something that could stir up some change. Yeah, I see it could stir up some change, but ultimately it's what you know to be your truth. Deep, deep down, this is your truth. So how are you doing? Page of Wands. All right. Page of Wands is a student, someone who's curious. This is, childlike. Some of you could be focusing on children or nurturing or healing that inner child. Because we have the Queen of Pentacles as a challenge. Some of you, you're healing your inner girl or inner boy or your little inner Scorpio, right? You're healing that piece that you didn't receive from maybe a mother figure, okay? Or someone who maybe left you to fend for yourself in some way, someone that you could have even been close with. Maybe this was a grandmother or, a mother-like figure. Maybe they took you in. Some of you may have been adopted is what I'm getting, or it just feels like there's been some sort of family dynamic. Maybe this was a family secret. Some of you had a grandmother or a mother who is very psychic as well, but maybe she didn't use that ability to the best of her knowledge. But I see you being the Page of Wands. This is you nurturing that inner Scorpio and saying, what do I need that I wasn't given as a child? Or, how can I be open to curiosity and discovery? There could be some sort of message coming in. Some of you are going to deliver a message. You could be on the receiving end of a message. But I actually feel like this is a message of truth with your outcome. Now, in the environment, you have the Metamorphosis card. It's card 24 of the Major Arcana. Now, in all decks, in tarot, there's only 21. And the creator of this deck, which is my favorite, you can find it in the description box below, the creator added a few bonus Major Arcanas, and the Metamorphosis is one of them. And you have it here in your, environment. This is cosmic connections. It almost has a different vibe than the Death card, which is your energy, Scorpio. Metamorphosis is cosmic. It's big. It feels like this is more than just the physical plane. I mean, it always is spiritual, right? But I feel like this is taking on a whole new level. This can be about renewal, rebirth, shedding old beliefs. It's the energy here of boundaries. Some of you may feel emotionally exhausted. Because I see so many cards that talk about trying to control the emotions, trying to find balance in the emotions. You're exhausted. You're tired. But I do see here you embracing change and really looking at it from a sense of inner wonder with that Page of Wands. So this is exciting. It's like that final push that you need to really embrace and open up to change will spread your wings with this butterfly. The Page of Wands is encouraging you. So this is a good energy, and it could be something that you are delivering, a message of strength, of, what maybe someone needs to hear, what you need to hear. Maybe this is a channel divine message that comes through the cosmos to really help expand your horizons. Some of you are refusing, or there could be a refusal, which it's just because this addiction card, you may be refusing some sort of change or expansion. It's like whatever this addiction is, or whomever it is, or whatever situation you feel tethered to or stuck to, it's clipping your wings. And that may be why some sort of truth needs to come out. Yeah, because it's clipping your wings here in some way, shape, or form. And it could be a belief that you're shedding around staying stuck in a situation. And again, remember what I said about the monkey here? It's like you're determined to move forward, but this energy wants to kind of pull you back down. This metamorphosis is saying, oh, no, you don't. I'm not going to fall into that trap again. You're not going to refuse this transformation. And I feel like there has been a refusal in the past, or resistance to some sort of change, because something is very tempting here. It's tempting to stay in your comfort zone, tempting to stay single, or tempted to keep your heart on lockdown, or tempted to stay in a relationship where, you're two ships passing in the night, but it's convenient, right? There's some sort of temptation, but it's not fulfilling. And this is the month you say, what the hell am I doing? Right? I need to get honest with myself. I need to speak my truth. And we see here in the hopes and fears that you're able to do so. 3 of Cups. The hope is that you can celebrate with your friends, with your family, that you can, allow yourself to be a part of a tribe, rise up, feel that love, feel that support, feel help from family and friends, feel like you're part of something greater than just yourself. And the fear is, what if I'm left out? What if I'm part of this love triangle? What if I'm not a part of the tribe? What if, excessive addictions or partying or, influences sabotage my happiness? It's a valid hope. It's a valid fear. But remember, false evidence appearing real. You don't have to let it sabotage your success. Because what we have here, final outcome, Scorpio, is the Ace of Truth, Ace of Swords. This is that sword we talked about in the very beginning. And this is the sword and the rose. Excuse me. You may be touched by the thorn, but I feel like it's going to be worth it to be able to get to that sweet success of the rose. To get to that place where you're able to just stop and breathe it in and feel good, feel, honest, feel like you've made it, feel like you've come to a place that feels much more authentic with your journey. And the Ace of Swords is about honesty and authenticity. It is about you being able to cut through the barriers that have held you back, whether this is triggers or traumas, whether it's defense mechanisms that you've learned very early on, whether it is pain or fears, whatever this is, you hold the sword. Okay, and I feel like this is a major revelation, and you're protected as you move forward. That's important. Some of you, there's a fear of not being protected. I don't know if this is financially, physically, spiritually, but you are protected here. And this is a new understanding, coming up with an action plan to say, hey, I can make it through this. We can make it through this, whatever it is for you. I just feel like important, clear, precise direction, communication needs to be had in order to cut through the barrier. And once that is out in the open, then it can be addressed. Then you're able to move forward instead of feeling like you're caught in some sort of a loop. Let's get a message, please, from the wisdom of the oracle. That one came up quick. You have two of them. You have card 12, which is the Hanged Man energy. And you have a change in the wind. There's definitely a change in the wind coming up for you. Big change, I see. And you're preparing. You're getting ready for this. It's card 48 right behind it, poised. This is preparation. It's planning. It's getting ready to see things from a new perspective. And that's also what that Ace of Truth, Ace of Swords brings in, is being able to see things from a new viewpoint that perhaps was hidden from you. And maybe that's part of eclipse season showing up here. We're in the middle of eclipses at the time of this reading. And I feel like you are ready. You're ready to pounce. I'm getting that again. You're ready to pounce. We're going to look at card 12. Excuse me. Some of you have something to speak up about. There's going to be a conversation. You want to get something off your chest. A sense that an unseen change has been initiated. Preparation. Here you are preparing. Feeling a shift. You may be uncertain about which direction the winds will blow because there could be something that completely takes you for a loop, right? You could change your mind. Some sort of, knowledge could change everything. Once you know better, you do better. And that's what you're doing. You're doing better here. Relationships go through periods where partners seem out of sync with each other and stormy emotions and moods threaten to take down the ship. Perhaps someone has a change of heart and leaves. These rough seas offer opportunities for mutual growth, a way for you to understand your own heart better and to know what you need to be truly happy. Rest assured that whatever is happening now, good will come from it. Take temporary shelter and remove yourself from drama. The air will clear and everything will be fresh and new again. This too shall pass. Yes, it will. And I do feel like there are conditions that may be brewing, as it says here, that are out of your control, right? What's out of your control? Other people. Other people's actions. How other people respond, death, natural disasters, things of that nature are out of your control. What's within your control is how you react, how you respond, right? How you feel, how you think. Those are all things that you can control. So yes, something is happening that's outside of that control, but I do feel here, don't fight them, right? Don't fight them. Change is inevitable and it's for the best. For the highest good. Even if the storm blows away the structures that you think you've built your dreams on, all will turn out as it should. You will have a renewed clarity and strength to do something even better. And that's what that Ace of Swords is. Excuse me. That's what this Ace of Swords is all about, right? Clarity and strength. There is something better that is on your path, and Spirit wants you to know that you're not alone. Change is brewing for the better. And what better time than Scorpio season? If you find yourself in a situation right now that you are wanting change, if you are or have come to this reading and you're like, Mel, I'm ready for change. I want something to happen. I don't know what it is, but I know I want it to change. This is it. It's here for you. Trust. Let's get a few messages from your crystal spirits. And at this time, Scorpio, I just ask if you can, please close your eyes if you're able to safely do so. Take a nice deep inhale from your solar plexus chakra, your belly area. Nice big deep breath in. Hold it as long as you can. And release with a nice big sigh. And with your eyes still closed, Scorpio, please tune into your third eye chakra, the area between your eyebrows and your forehead region. And I want you to imagine the first crystal or gemstone that shows up in your mind's eye. Now your crystal could show up as a specific color, maybe hues of blue, pink, green, purple, or violet. Your crystal could be a specific shape, size. Maybe your stone is polished or tumbled, or maybe it's in its rawest form. You may even know the name of the crystal, but if not, just tune into the frequency it's emitting. Maybe that of unconditional love, guidance, healing, or nurturing. This could be a crystal that you work with often, or maybe one that you've never seen before. There is no right or wrong answer, Scorpio. And if you need a moment, just pause the video and come back when you're ready. And for those of you that would like to be entered into the free monthly reading giveaway, all you need to do is drop your crystal, whether it's the shape, the size, the color, the name, the feeling, whatever was showing up in your third eye chakra, drop in the comment section below the video. All right, we have kyanite. Kyanite. I really like the energy of kyanite. It's very soft. It's very grounding, very protecting and nurturing. Some of you may be born on the 28th. 28 could be significant for you here. The 48th could be significant. We have resolving disputes, diplomacy, restoring harmony, mending fences, and building bridges. You may be right and have the best idea in the room, but kyanite spirit is here to tell you that in this moment, you are called to be the better or bigger person. The diplomat seeking to connect on a level of mutual understanding. There was a reason you wanted to connect with this person or people, and now you have the power to do so in a healthy way that honors you both. They will learn from your modeling of diplomacy. You might be surprised by how much more readily your wisdom is heard when you reach out in love before trying to sway someone with logic. Mend fences and then watch how much easier it is to harmonize with another. It's possible you've attracted a relationship where you are doing all the emotional work and the other person takes and sucks up all your energy. If so, kyanite reminds you that you can always say no and end things if a balance can't be reached. If this is your choice, know that it is okay to free yourself from conflict. Free yourself from conflict if need be. Now, kyanite, it helps clear the chakras and the energy fields, right? It can bring harmony to situations where different viewpoints exist, and it can help in finding resolutions. This is an excellent stone to carry when attending meetings or diplomacy is required. So working with kyanite, this kind of goes hand in hand with some of your messages here. So again, we see a strong emotional piece or facet to your reading. And if you feel like you're doing all the emotional work, or it feels like you've had to temper those emotions, there's definitely a change brewing, and you can find diplomacy here, even if that means honoring yourself by exiting a situation or finding some sort of, common ground, middle ground here. Maybe through love and logic. And that was actually a theme in, it may have been Leo's reading, maybe even Cancer's reading, since we're seeing a lot of Cancer. Love and logic is showing up here again for you. So you may want to check out those readings if you have any of those placements in your chart. You may also want to check out your moon sign with kyanite here, because I'm getting a little bit of that moon energy, and High Priestess. All right, last but not least, let's get a message from your guides, your spiritual team, your ancestors, your higher self. What is Scorpio to know at this time? What do we need to know for Scorpio? We're going to take the first card that came out. We have Inward. There is a time to go inward for reflection, pause, and rest. In the winter months, flowers go dormant in preparation to bloom again. And that is part of the rose. So we have the preparation card here as well. I'm just going to peek at these other ones. I won't read them. I'll just get a quick intuitive hit. We have Braveheart. Ooh, I love that movie. Braveheart. Growth is uncomfortable, like it says here, because it is new. I do feel like you are being asked to step into your power and make some brave, courageous moves. You have soul yes. Only say yes when it feels like a soul yes. Okay, trust in yourself at this time. And then lastly, you have gratitude. The feeling of gratitude elevates the cells in your body to vibrate higher. What brings you joy at this moment? Bask in the feeling that it brings you. I do see a lot of you making some massive changes in matters of the heart. If you felt like you've been taken advantage of, or if you felt like you were right, maybe it's not necessarily about who's right or who's wrong, but again, applying diplomacy or tact, knowing when to, fight and when to walk away. And I feel like that's what's being cleared up here for you. For those of you that are single, there's going to be a truth within oneself that comes through an intuitive hit, through an intuitive reading or message that allows you to release some blockages that may have held you back emotionally from attracting and manifesting love. Okay? Because there's a massive metamorphosis taking place here. For those of you that are in a situationship or you're in a dynamic where you've been contemplating leaving, there's a change brewing. There's a storm. It feels like a little bit of a storm brewing, but it's actually going to put you on the path towards higher love or higher abundance. Excuse me. And I do feel like, again, with the throat activated, like every few minutes, there needs to be a conversation with the sword, some sort of truth had, or determination, revelation that brings something to, bring something to completion in a way, or allows there to be room to move forward. Maybe it's not necessarily completion, but it's forward momentum. It gives way to release something that's been very attached, bonded, or chained. This allows it to move forward more freely and more readily. So that is what I have for you, Scorpio. I hope that resonates, beautiful soul. I do feel like this Scorpio season for you is transformative, but in a great way, because you are moving forward, and I see victory here with the Chariot. So please hit that thumbs up if this resonates. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell if you haven't already. And do drop your crystals in the comment section below the video to be entered into that free reading giveaway. Thank you so much, Scorpio, for being here today and tuning in. Lots of love.